Welcome Michigan DECA members to our second monthly Google Hangout. I am Dan Lee, your state president, and alongside we have Cole Stewart, Vice President of Community Service, Stefan Santrak, Vice President of Career Development, Kofi Ofori-Darko, Vice President of Chapter Development, Monique View, Vice President of Public Relations, Marshall Conley, Vice President of Business Partnerships, and Ali Nasrallah, our State Secretary. I'd like to give a special welcome to our District Council members joining us. Today, we will be discussing DECA Month, the upcoming State Leadership Conference, and chapter campaigns. Now, throughout the Hangout, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to tweet using hashtag MichiganDECA, hashtag MIDECA, and we'll answer it live. First, Cole Stewart is going to talk about fundraising.
Hi, everyone. By now, you should have a pretty good estimate as to the number of members in your chapter. This amount can tell you a lot about what you can accomplish in terms of raising funds for your program. As I assume most of you have not really started a fundraising idea for your chapter. So right now, I'm just going to go over some basic ideas that you can use to operate a successful fundraiser for your chapter. The first action you need to take is to talk to your chapter advisor about finding some time in a chapter meeting to brainstorm some ideas for your fundraiser. Depending on the size of your chapter, sometimes it's really beneficial to create a committee who oversees and operates the project as a whole. In terms of fundraising ideas, selling things are usually your best option. So whether it be through your school store, themed t-shirts, or even bake sales. The next step is selecting a date. Make sure you find a day that allows you time to organize the activity while also finding time that all of your members can participate. On another note, you should really consider advertising and promoting your fundraiser. The more your event is promoted, the more successful it will be. Make a school announcement, create posters, or even make signs in your local community. All of these will help out. Last but certainly not least, be passionate. The more excited you are, the more excited your other members will be, which will translate into a successful fundraiser.
Thank you, Cole. Now we're going to have Kofi Ofori-Darko talking about membership.
Good evening, Michigan DECA members. Just so you're aware, the membership deadline for Michigan DECA is fast approaching, coming on October 31st. This means that you guys have just over 2 weeks to get your membership numbers up and ready to go. These last 2 weeks are a great time to hammer into your heads that the Give Me 5 award is still an option for your chapter. Take a moment this week to make a list of students who are thinking on the edge of not joining DECA or joining DECA and really focus on getting them into your chapter. This could really go a long way to getting your chapter the Give Me 5 award this year. Also, start planning your community service fundraiser projects for your DECA campaigns, chapter campaigns, because as we'll talk about it later on today, there's some great rewards of being active with your chapter. A great way to bond with your chapter is doing these campaigns and creating a better chapter for yourself.
Thank you, Kofi. Now, Stefan, can you talk a little bit about the upcoming State Leadership Conference?
And learn about they already are. The first night we will actually have a dinner cruise on the Detroit Princess, and the second will be filled with fun and interactive workshops that you can learn plenty from.
Thank you, Stefan. Now, Monique, will you talk to us about DECA Month?
Advice for all of you guys to make it the best one yet. A great opportunity to get new and returning members involved and engaged. Here are some creative ways to involve all of your chapter in professional, academic, and community activities. Start out by creating a plan for your chapter on what you'll be doing to celebrate this month. Whether it's planning DECA dodgeball tournaments like my home chapter does, having DECA trivia days, having a DECA diamond scavenger hunt, Dress for Success days, or even planning a DECA bake sale which will fundraise and promote your chapter. In this Google Hangout, I'm looking forward to hearing your ideas on how your chapter is planning on making DECA Month successful this year. Lastly, make sure to share your DECA experiences with everyone using the hashtag DECA Month on all social media platforms.
Thank you, Monique. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the chapter campaigns. First, global entrepreneurship. Stefan?
So Global Entrepreneurship Week takes place November 17th through 23rd. Chapters should register with Global Entrepreneurship Week prior to the week's actual coming in order to participate in the national campaigns. It's a great opportunity to organize chapter events to recognize or encourage people to start their own business or grow it.
Thank you, Stefan. Now, can you tell us about the promotional campaign, Marshall?
Yeah. The promotional campaign is 3 activities you can do to promote your school promote your chapter, through your school and community. There are 3 categories within the promotional campaign that you can take part in. First, school outreach activities. Activities done to promote your chapter to your schoolmates. And secondly, alumni success stories. This activity is to prove the benefits DECA has on one's career and life. And finally, community outreach activities. These activities are to promote awareness of your chapter's work throughout your entire community. After the completion of these 3 activities and 1 other campaign, your chapter will receive a pennant, plaque, flag, and 3 chapter members a trip to Easy to take part in the Thrive Academy.
Thank you, Marshall. Now, Ali is going to talk about the advocacy campaign.
Alright, so with the advocacy campaign comes 3 branches: school outreach, public policy, and community outreach. Let's start with school outreach. So there are examples of what you could do to advocate within your school, and these include promoting DECA to the lower underclassmen, freshman, sophomore, or you could present to your school board of how DECA has impacted your life and your high school career. Public policy includes, for example, getting support from a local business and they have them support your chapter. A different way is to present to your city council of how DECA has impacted your life or your high school career as well. Community outreach, which is the 3rd and last branch, includes connecting with your Chamber of Commerce, getting a business partner to be a guest speaker at your chapter, or getting a local news channel to do a segment on DECA. These 3 branches are the branches for how to advocate or advocacy within DECA.
Now, if we have any questions, we can begin fielding them right away. Use our hashtag MIDECA and we can answer them live. But Stefan, I have a question for you. At our upcoming State Leadership Conference, what are some of the main workshops and what will they be addressing?
From the State Leadership Conference is going to be Courtney O'Connell. She's going to be speaking as a keynote speaker as one of the workshops, and she's a leader on educational innovation. She'll be coming to our Michigan DECA students and teaching us about, which is basically a way to refresh the 4 Ps, but bring it into the 21st century.
Thank you, Stefan. Well, if you have any more questions, feel free to keep using the hashtag MIDECA as we check it very often so we can answer all your questions. Now, I hope everyone joining us learned a little bit more about chapter campaigns, DECA Month, and the State Leadership Conference. Connect with us on social media, and also you can find the state officers' emails located on mideca.org. With that, I would like to conclude this Google Hangout. I'm hearing that we have a question using our hashtag MIDECA.
Check it real quick.
Question reads, if someone is interested in any of the topics discussed tonight, will any of these be workshops at State Leadership Conference? Well, to answer your question, Michael Parr, yes, many of the workshops that we'll be having at the State Leadership Conference will address many of these topics, including campaigns, running for state office, and many other workshops based on professional development. Now, With that, if there are no more questions, we'd like to conclude this Google Hangout. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next time.